What's going on, everybody? My name is Monatui, and today I am bringing you guys Week 8 of the PPL Division 2 versus AshtonAkai, Carter's replacement coach of the Chicago Cubchoos. If you guys would like, please check out the description below and check out his channel. He uploads, I believe, daily. I believe he's also a part of the LBA, which is another draft-based league, so that's pretty cool. Today we are going to be going over my Week 8 match, which did have to occur over Showdown because I could not return home where I have accessible Wi-Fi. So, real quick, just looking at his team, I'm amazed by the 6 he brought. He didn't bring Mandibuzz, which was amazing because I have Excadrill and that thing kind of shuts it down. He did bring the Quagsire, which I kind of saw coming. I guess that kind of shuts down Excadrill as well. And he brought the Hitmonchan, which I thought was weird because my entire team kind of just naturally takes that on. Like, everything can deal with it. My Manaphy, my Hariyama, my Alakazam, Tangrowth, especially my Tangrowth because it's fat and even an Ice Punch is not going to do anything. Or Fire Punch if he decides to run that for whatever reason. But we're going to get into the match in 1 second. I'm kind of seeing a few things. One, he does not have an immunity to the Earthquake. I can Toxic the Quagsire, I can deal with the Chansey, and pretty much I can just set up with Manaphy as soon as I can. I can set up on the Quagsire, I can set up on the Chansey, I can set up on the Hitmonchan potentially. So it's looking really good for me. So, without further ado, I'm just going to get into the match. I'm going to lead with my Mega Aerodactyl as he leads with his Rotom Heat, and fearing either a Volt Switch or a Will-O-Wisp, I go out into my Hariyama, and as we see here, he does go for the Volt Switch, and based on that damage, because I am Max Spadef Assault Vest, I figure this is likely an offensive variant, probably Scarf to outspeed my Aerodactyl. Here he's going to go right out into his Gardevoir, and I have to go into the one switch in I have to this thing, being my Tangrowth, and I'm going to take under half from that Hyper Voice, and I'm just going to fire off a Poison Jab. I have no reason not to. It can potentially snag a Poison. If he stays in with Gardevoir, it'll be doing a good amount of damage to it. But after he goes into the Rotom Heat, I go out into my Hariyama as he goes for the Volt Switch once again. I was tempted to go into Excadrill, but I didn't want to risk my win condition that early. Here, I potentially can take an Earthquake, but I didn't want to risk it, so I just go out into my Tangrowth, which eats this up like it's nothing, and I can just get off a Giga Drain from here. Or no, I actually believe I go for the knockoff here, hoping he'd go into Chansey, but he does go into this, which I get rid of the leftovers. And this is kind of a weird switch-in, because Hitmonchan can't really do anything to me. I understand if he was Assault Vest, or if he was Spadef, but even then I'll be getting HP back with Giga Drain. He will not be able to do very much damage to me again. Even a Fire Punch or an Ice Punch will not be able to, sorry about that, Fire Punch or an Ice Punch will not be doing all that much to me. So he probably should have gone into his Rotom Heat. But that ends up working out for him because he goes for the Ice Punch and fucking freezes me. You fucking noodly piece of shit. I fucking drafted you 4th round. You're an RU. I brought you all the way up to the big leagues. And you just have disappointed me continuously. I hate this thing. And the reason why this is huge is because even though I'm at a low amount of HP, all I have to do is switch out into Manaphy, take an Ice Punch, or even if he has Thunder Punch, which he does, which I'll reveal later on, I can save this Tangrowth, I can switch into things like the Garchomp, switch into things like the Chansey, switch into things like even the Mega Gardevoir if I'm at enough HP, and now I can't because I'm fucking frozen. So here, I'm gonna be fucking frozen, and then he's gonna go for the Thunder Punch, seeing if I go into Manaphy. He gets a crit, because why not? It doesn't matter, but you know, why not? And then here he's just gonna knock me out with the Ice Punch. So, one of the most important walls to his team is now dead. Here I just go out into my Alakazam because nothing really appreciates a Psyshock other than this Chansey, which he does bring in. Could've gone for the knockoff, predicting that, but at this point I'm kind of pissed because this is like the 8th time this season. Well, no, it's like every time I bring Tangrowth, things go badly. So, fucking get your noodles together, Tangrowth. Here I'm just going to go out into Manaphy because, again, I can set up on this Chansey. Here I'm just going to go for the Calm Mind, as there's nothing he can do to really disturb me. He's going to go for the T-Wave, and that is totally fine. I can just set up the Rain Dance after he switches out, and he does switch out into Hitmonchan. This is great. I'm basically... Manaphy. Look, alright, so not only at this point am I pissed off as hell, because this is like the 30th time Manaphy has been paralyzed this season, I am genuinely concerned for its health. I gave it all its shots at the beginning of the season, but now apparently it has fucking polio. So I'm gonna continue the match. He goes for a Thunder Punch, I'm like, alright, I can set up again, God, Manaphy! Shit! So here, I have to switch out because Manaphy is a huge win condition now that Tangrowth is gone, I need it, and I have to sack off my Hariyama at this point. It's not useless against his team, but it's the most useless because it dives to Gardevoir. Gardevoir's not weakened, so a Volt Punch will not kill it. Garchomp will kill me. Rotom Heat Sure, it's a pretty big threat now, but again, I need everything else a little bit more. I can deal with the Chansey if I knock off its Violite. Also, again, Manaphy steps up on it, and I can potentially Rain Dance against it, so that's why I decided to do that. Now here, realizing that I am pretty far behind, I'm down 4-6, my Manaphy is paralyzed, I need to start making some plays. I know he's going to save his Hitmonchan and go out into the Chansey, seeing how little Psyshock did earlier, so here is when I decide to go for the knockoff. So I knock off this thing's Eviolite, and I think this is a good opportunity to go back out into my Manaphy and start setting up. But unfortunately he does go for his rocks, but it's not the biggest thing in the world, I can spin him away, and this is my chance to start setting up and winning. Here he goes out into his Gardevoir, as I thankfully am able to get off the Rain Dance, getting rid of the paralysis on my Manaphy. And here I kinda go into my Excadrill, hoping and praying that he would go for something like a Hyper Voice, or if he predicted me and went for Focus Blast, he would miss. But he actually decides to go for, as you'll see in a second, the Will-O-Wisp, predicting the switch. So that was a very good play on his part. Unfortunately, he does not miss, and, you know, this game continues to fuck me. Stop doing that. Fuck me. But here, I do make a relatively good play. I know he's going to switch out his Gardevoir. It hits my team very hard still. And he goes out into his Quagsire, which thankfully I do land with a Toxic. Meaning, even if for whatever reason it was Water Absorb, my Manaphy would be able to set up all over it. So here I'm going to switch out because I am locked into Toxic, and go right out into my Manaphy, trying to set up once again because this Manaphy is the only way I can win. Unfortunately, he does go back out into his Rotom Heat, and here, I believe I go out in my Excadrill, knowing even if he went for Overheat, I could potentially take it because we are in the rain, but he does go for the Volt Switch, as I was hoping, and here I could have gone for the Earthquake, but I know he's going to switch out into either Chansey or Quagsire, but he actually goes Hitmonchan. So I really wish I went for Earthquake on this thing, because I really would like the damage on this, but that's totally fine. He's just going to be able to knock me out with, I believe, the combination of an Ice Punch plus the Burn. I couldn't really switch into this thing, and Excadrill's burned, it got away the rocks. It kind of did its job. Here, because I knocked off the Chansey's of Violite, I will just be able to click Psyshock twice, and knock out this stupid pink fuckboy. So Frank is going to die, thankfully. But now, this Alakazam is relatively easily revenge killed, but he actually goes Rotom, and I can take a Thunderbolt relatively well, and knock it out with the modest Life Orb Psyshock. At this point, I am weakened a bit, and here he goes down to his Garchomp, and connects the Stone Edge. He reveals to be Scarfed, so he was running dual Scarfers, Rotom Heat, Garchomp, not a bad play at all, because that is a pretty decent way to deal with Aerodactyl. But he's going to land the Stone Edge, of course, and knock out my Alakazam, which sucks. But here, now is my chance to set up. Now is the only possible chance that I have to win this game. He's going to go out into his Hitmonchan. That's fine, I can set up all over this thing. Unfortunately, as we saw earlier, he does have Thunder Punch, so he will be able to do a decent amount of damage to me, as you'll see here. He does 35%. Not great damage. Manaphy is very bulky, but it's still a little bit too much that I am comfortable with. So here, I am going to rest. He goes for another Thunder Punch, as I'm, of course, going to wake up with Hydration, and here I am going to go for another Calm Mind. Now, at this point, I have to rest once again, because this Hitmonchan is an issue. Well, I mean, I have to rest here, but I'm an idiot and click Calm Mind. Now I am at range to die from... Okay, there are a couple of reasons why I'm an idiot. For one, the rain is going to end on the turn after the next one, meaning if I rest, the rain is gone and I'm not going to wake up with Hydration. Also, I'm now at range to die from Thunder Punch and Mach Punch. Now, this would not have helped me win the game, I don't think, because I would have only been able to kill... Basically, here's what would have happened. The rain would have ended, so I wouldn't have been able to set it up again on this Hitmonchan. Not likely, anyway. And I would have killed this Hitmonchan. Okay, but then I'm at range to die from Gardevoir plus Garchomp. Meaning that all he has to do is sack off his Gardevoir and his Garchomp in order to kill me. Well, okay, his Garchomp is Scarfed, as we confirmed earlier. I am not running any speed on this Manaphy. Gardevoir would be able to outspeed me. Gardevoir has Psyshock in order to hit me, and Garchomp, as we'll see later, has Outrage. So, basically, I would be taking like 35% or whatever from a Thunder Punch from this Hitmonchan. Okay, now I'm at like 65, if I'm doing my math correctly. Then he can, and then I knock out Hitmonchan. Then he goes out into his Gardevoir, and he clicks Psyshock. that leaves me at an even lower amount of HP, and I don't have the time to set up a rain dance again, because he's just going to keep on hitting me. Then, after I knock out his Gardevoir, which I might not even have this range because Gardevoir has very good special defense, he then goes out into his Scarf Garchomp and clicks Outrage and kills me. At that point, even if I'm able to kill his Garchomp, he has a Quagsire at relatively full health that I cannot beat. Even though he is poisoned, unless I flinch him with Ice Fang like 8 times, it's not going to go down to me. So, at this point, there really is not a way I could have won. I needed my Tangrowth to switch into this thing, and to switch into the Garchomp, and to do its thing, but it died because it's fucking cold, and got frozen. But again, here, I'm still an idiot because this prevents me from getting more differential, and prevents the chance of him choking, which sucks. But here, I'm gonna go out on my last mon, my Mega Aerodactyl, and I did not have Aerial Ace because, again, Ice Fang was just kind of a better coverage move for his team. So I'm gonna go for the Ice Fang. It's gonna do a good chunk of damage, but I don't get the freeze, don't get the flinch. Well, of course I can't get the flinch, but I don't get the freeze. He's gonna hit me with 2 bullet punches as I knock him out with the next Ice Fang, and he can now go out into his Garchomp and just click Outrage and win the game. So this is pretty frustrating. No discredit to Ashton. He did play pretty well. His rep was a little questionable, but it ended up working out for him, so I can't really be upset at him. Well, I mean, I can be upset not at him because, you know, it's not his fault that he hacks me. But so things that I learned from this battle, well, not that I previously knew this, but this game is unfair. I can be an idiot, and yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed, because I didn't. But you know, again, this is Pokemon. This is a game that you have to go into knowing that it can fuck you at any point in time. So, although I'm annoyed still, you know, a day or two later, we gotta come back strong. Next week we are playing Kelly under the radar for an extremely important match. All of them are at this point. I believe we have to win our next 2, and I believe the people close to me have to keep losing, so it's no longer based on how many games I win. So I gotta just keep on winning and hope that they lose. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy the next team builder and the next match that'll be coming up next week. So have a nice day, everyone.